Shalom Aleichem. Welcome. So, we're back to talking about the I. Let's start with a beautiful quote on self-worth. Never confuse self-love with ego. The two are entirely different. A big ego requires a person to think they are better than others and will put others down in order to keep that perception. Self-love means you are your own best friend and that you love, accept, consider, encourage, care for, and believe in yourself. Through that, you are able to do that for others, even indirectly, by inspiring them to do the same. To be grateful for the gift of a lifetime means to love it, to love you. So, we see that it is important to know and to acknowledge that you exist. Hashem loves you, you exist, and you should love yourself. Your ego was created by Hashem. It means consciousness. It is your conscience. You know you exist. You exist as Hashem. Now, what we do with our ego is what is important. We can choose to just focus on ourselves, take care of ourselves. As long as we're not doing any harm to anyone else, why should we care about what goes on in the external realms of society? All we have to do, our obligation is to wake up in the morning, get ready, get dressed, go to work, focus only on ourselves. Well, some people like to focus on the external aspects and components that exist around them. They like to do that. They like to actually focus. They like to run to do mitzvot. They like to run to be concerned with others, with what they're doing, with feelings of people that are out there in the world, how they feel, how people feel when they come into our community. Do they feel welcome? Do they feel like anyone even cared if they had a meal? Do they feel like people love them? It's really hard. And sometimes we're busy and we're overwhelmed. But the truth is, we do honestly have to take care of ourselves in order that we should be able to take care of others. So Hashem gives us the power and the energy from everything that He yields from the earth for us to intake into our bodies to be converted into more energy so that our heart can continue beating, that our lungs can expand and contract, and that all of our veins and everything within our body can move that nurturing oxygen throughout the body. Every little component of the smaller little tiny parts that we're made of to make us whole are all busy doing things. They're busy, they're working hard. And then so we're the bigger picture, we're working hard. In the more expanded picture of the universe that is working so hard to maintain homeostasis. So the larger part of the picture, the smaller parts of the picture, everything is important. So when we see people doing things, some people, it's quiet. Don't want to tell anybody I'm doing something important. It's concealed. It's quiet. Okay, fine. There are things that are concealed. That's okay too. But honestly, the only way other people are going to learn from what you do is if it's manifest in the open so people can see it and learn from it. How do we know to give tzedakah? How do we know to give for charity? How do we know? Because of the example that is put out there for us to model. So that's why we have teachers. That's why we have sages. That's why we have parents. That's why we have Hashem. So that we can open up the Torah for the divine information that's in front of our eyes that gives us access to Him so that we can obtain Olam Haba through doing what Hashem wants us to do, because He does it. And we don't even have to know anything except for walking out into nature, and we can see what Hashem wants us to do. Exactly what the tree does. It gives off that oxygen, okay? And we are recipients of the oxygen as well as the tree being recipients of our exhalations of carbon dioxide. It's a continuous cycle. It's a give, it's a take, and that's that circular phenomenon that continues to circulate. So we're going to do in order that it is done for us. We do things, and even if we don't want things done for us, nonetheless, we're going to reap the rewards of obtaining that kindness, that reflective kindness that's going to come back to us regardless, because it's endless, it's eternal. So that was our memory focus for today. I know some of you guys wanted to focus more on self-actualization and on how we can motivate ourselves to do things. And it's hard sometimes, but the baby steps are or the important parts to focus on. Just taking those baby steps. Taking the baby steps to doing a mitzvah, taking the baby steps to even opening up my Siddur. Okay, I opened it up. That was a step. I read a sentence. That was a step. So to take those baby steps to get involved. Okay, hey, I heard about this event going on. Share a flyer. Share the information. I'm just telling my opinion that the more that we can help others by communicating ideas, sharing events, it increases our radiance and the glow that others will see. It reduces our eye when we reach out to do things for other people, reduces our feeling that it's just us alone. We look in the mirror, we see a reflection, and we thank Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Thank you for creating me and giving me the acknowledgement and the ability to choose to either focus only on myself or focus on myself so that I can focus on others. Baruch Hashem. We'll talk and review this a little bit more and expand more on how we can focus on ourselves in order to focus on others.